We got that pullback from the traditional market. Is Bitcoin going to follow? That is the question. Hello Adrian and welcome back to my channel. It is 7:30 p.m. UTC plus 8 is my time zone. And welcome everybody who is watching around the world. First of all, wanted to wish you a happy Tuesday. It is the second day of the week, and yes, we did get a little bit of action. Well, most of the action happened on the traditional market, and we got actually quite a lot to be talking about on that area. And as well, of course, the effects or how things are looking for our good old Bitcoin, of course. But before we go into that, let me wish everybody welcome first from the hardcore crew. Hi Gita, hi Darren, hi John, hi Clancy, hi Lex, hi Zaldi, hi Gil. Hope you're doing well as well. Okay, let's go on into some COVID numbers first while the rest of the crew is slowly trickling in, right? And good news. Oops, let me turn off the sound first, or else we will be hearing a lot of that beeping. Okay, let's take a look. Hi Nikolai, hi Intars, hi Monkol. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, the United States, we are at 3.3 million cases. Brazil is nearing the 2 million, and India is nearing the 1 million. So on those those countries, yeah, it doesn't look that great. But overall, in the whole world, it's not looking that great, to be honest. If we are looking at the total confirmed cases, we have crossed the 13 million cases right now, and as you can see, it did slope down a little bit according to today. So at least in the other countries are doing a little bit better. But yeah, overall, and definitely in the top 6, it's really bad. Numbers keep on skyrocketing, going towards the upside, and seems that finally the US is contemplating wearing masks. Wow, it took it took a while. Hi Ferdin. It took a while before they realized that masks do help. Wow, it's been a long road. It's been a long road. It's really, I mean, it always surprised me that when I was hearing these stories from my American friends, they were like, well, no, over here, no, nothing is really necessary. You don't really have to. While over here in Asia, I can only talk about my own experience, right? Over here in Asia, you're not allowed to go anywhere without a mask. Like, you are forced to be wearing a mask everywhere, like literally everywhere. But I kind of think that's normal as well. Like, I don't know if there is like this crazy virus and we see that it's affecting people on a daily basis continuously. Yeah, I wouldn't, I mean, when I'm going out, and I try to go out as little as possible, I'm wearing a mask, I am using my spray, I'm, everything. Hi, Carl. I don't know. I think it's not really the common sense thing. I think it's more like the entitlement. Like people nowadays feel that they are very entitled, right? Like when something happens, they're immediately thinking that they are the casualty. They are affected by it. They are like, taking away my freedom, like something like that. But I don't know. I don't think this is taken away from your freedom. I mean, it's not fun to be wearing a mask. Of course, I would prefer to not wear a mask. I would prefer to be laying at the beach and having a coconut right now as well. But yeah, sadly enough, it's not possible right now with this virus going on. And to be helping each other out, the people around you, you should be thinking not only about yourself, also thinking about the other people. Be safe and just wear a fucking mask. I don't know what the big deal is. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I guess that's my own opinion, and a lot of people will be telling me that yeah, it's taking away your freedom. You're forced to be you're forced to do something, so it's taking away freedom. It starts with a mask and it ends with jail, motherfuckers. First, they force you to wear a mask, then they force you to buy Bitcoin. And then they pump link. Anyways. let's go immediately into our technical analysis because most of the people don't think this is funny. Um, Anyways, let's go into technical analysis and basically, yeah, this is what happened yesterday. It was a very, very, very big moment. Yesterday, as we can see, traditional markets, boom. That's on the 4 hour. That's pretty bad. Looking on the 1 day, it's not that bad just yet. As you can see, still bounced. Currently, we still bounced off the 10 simple moving average. So, is this just a pullback? Possible. Is this most likely going to be pulled back a little bit more? Most likely, it does, because, well, if we are looking back in the previous scenarios of pullbacks, right? If we are looking at this whole conjuncture, every time we did pull back near the 10 simple moving average, we actually went to the EMA 21, as you can see. Then we went back up here, once again touched the 10 simple movement, then EMA 21, then moved back up here. This is sort of a test, didn't go all the way back to the EMA 21, but as you can see here, once again, when broke the 10 simple moving average, touched the EMA 21, bounced back up. Similar here, touched the EMA 21 and bounced back up. So do I think this is the pullback? Is this the complete, real pullback, or is this, what is this? Is this the real correction? I have to say, this starts to look like a shooting star on the daily. This starts to look like a shooting star pattern. But like I said, once we are in price discovery zone, it is pretty much impossible for us to be saying that this is a real correction until we break a major structure. And in this case, of course, the major structure would be if we start closing daily candles below the EMA 21. That will mean that we will be most likely in a real correction, not just a small pullback. And then we can target lower levels. Like I said, like I've been drawing around here already. Most likely we go down here, make a small bounce, go back down a little bit more, and then make another bounce, and then end up somewhere around the 9,000 area is what I'm expecting for Nasdaq. But that is over a really long period, it's not going to be happening immediately. Now Tesla, that's a very, very, very interesting question, because of course I sold my Tesla too. So I mean, that's what I've done. So I'm just saying, for me, this is this looks like a blow off top, right? So this really looks like a blow up top for me. We hit close. I think we hit over 1800. No, close to 1800. We hit close to 1800, and then made a drop back down to basically 1500 or something like that. But right now in the pre-market, we are at 1600 right now. So pre-market back to 1600, right? So basically. We went back all down, and then right now we are around here, this level here. So once again, very similar to what I've said on Nasdaq. When we are at this kind of levels, you have to be very careful. But if it's still holding above the EMA 21, on the technical aspect, things are just okay. Things are still okay, right? But to be honest, this really looks like a blow off top after a huge run towards the upside, after this whole accumulation phase towards the upside. So for me, I'm out of Tesla. It has been a crazy ride for Tesla. For Tesla. So for me, that's basically a sort of a blow off top. Very similar as well for Microsoft. I did the same thing for Microsoft. If you're looking at Microsoft here, as you can see, Microsoft is actually looking worse than Tesla, as you can see. But for me, Tesla is like the one that I'm really looking at, because it seems like that Tesla has been like the poster boy stock of the traditional market. Everybody is talking about it, and then what I always think is, whenever the majority is thinking about or looking at something, that is basically the stock that is leading the market as well. But as you can see as well, on Microsoft, blow off top, and right now we already are breaking below the 10 simple moving average, and in the pre-market we are not we are at the same price as 207 right now, so it hasn't pumped yet, or hasn't gone up yet, unlike Tesla. So what does this mean? Well, most likely we will be seeing a small pullback on the general market, not only on the not only on stocks, right? So what I'm thinking is, well, since we are having a small pullback on the traditional markets, since there is a high correlation between the traditional markets and the Bitcoin market, that doesn't bode well for Bitcoin. But that's something that I have been saying for a really long time and now already, right? So do I think? But once again, do I think that we're gonna go like completely crazy and crashing or anything like that? No on the stock market, and also no on the Bitcoin market, to be honest. I don't expect us to be doing super crazy things, but it's normal. Bitcoin crashing $1,000, it's it's what Bitcoin does. So I wouldn't be surprised about a small pullback of like $1,000, maybe $1,500. Stuff like that is pretty normal. But if the traditional markets are pulling down towards the downside, obviously the chances that we are going to be breaking up on Bitcoin is rather slim, or pretty much non-existent, I would say, right? So just keeping that in mind, of course. Just taking a look on the S&P, very similar, similar scenario, as you can see. Very big pullback on the 4 hour. Let's take a look on the daily, very similar, like a shooting star candle that we closed yesterday. And but yeah, as you can see right now, still holding the 10 simple moving average. So maybe we will consolidate between this range here a little bit on the sideways, right? So that's definitely possible as well. But yeah, with this pullback, I'm quite confident right now that Bitcoin is going to make that pullback as well towards the downside, which is something we have been talking about for a really long time already, right? So we are basically waiting for those things to be happening right now. So let's move into Bitcoin and talk about what I was talking about yesterday. Well, yesterday I told you guys, yeah, it pumped here to close to my second entry point, 9,380. It didn't fill my entry, but if you were watching the live show, the live stream yesterday, my position got filled at 9,350. And I'm still holding it. I'm still holding my short position. And if you've listened also what my target was a couple of days ago, I've always told you guys, most likely this is what I'm looking at, the 9,080, 9,070 area to be filled and touched and then pushed back up, because I don't think that we will be breaking immediately as well. So this is what's happening right now. First of all, let's clear the structure first, this wedge. And as you can see, if we make a measured move, well, approximately a measured move from this structure here, we can see that that basically got covered, right? So something like this. See, as you can see, basically that move has happened, and we broke down and out of that wedge now. So I'll remove that wedge, because that wedge is not really important anymore, because now we are forming something new, right? But I will still leave the top end, because usually what happens is as you know, whenever we break down from a structure, we usually go back up and retest the top side. But to be honest, we can clearly see that we have a wick here on the top side already. So I don't think the retest is going to be happening anymore. I think pretty much this is the top where we're at right now at 9,230. I think from here on, yeah, it looks like more continuation towards the downside. And definitely if we are going to be closing the next 4 hour candle close below all the moving averages that we are seeing right now, right? So we can see here all the moving average here. If we are going to be starting to close candles below that, that's obviously going to be a bad signal for Bitcoin, or well, not a bad signal if you are in a short, of course, but that's going to be a bad thing for the price to be moving up. But nothing as confirmed just yet, because we still have around 13 minutes to be for the next 4 hour candle close. But as you can see, we already have basically this one, well, 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to the downside, and then we have a really long wick on this one, but still it's not breaking above the previous, as you can see, the previous area, the 3 candle closes, basically candle open and closes on the 4 hour. So that's that doesn't bode very well. It means that this is more like an anemic push towards the upside, and then most likely breaking towards the downside later on or after. Looking at it on the daily basis, a daily chart, it looks like this. As you can see, we've been retesting the downside, as here on the downside, a lot of times right now, and that's the reason why I keep saying, like, well, I'm not bullish until we are breaking and seeing some breaking structure above this structure. But now I will be already happy if we are able to be breaking above this structure, right? If we are already breaking above this structure, things can be easily changing towards the upside. But like I said, it's most likely with the traditional markets pushing toward everything towards the downside, it's very unlikely that is going to be happening. But like I also explained yesterday, the risk management is very easy, because right now, for example, I entered my short at 9,350, as you know, and now if I see candle closes above 9,010 or something like that, I'll be closing my short position, and I am basically guaranteed of making profits, right? So even if it's only like $40 spread or something like that, I'll take it, right? I'll take it. But yeah, that's basically what we're seeing right now. But overall, this triangle has not been confirmed just yet. But there are more and more things that are showing, of course, that this structure is most likely going to be breaking rather than breaking towards the downside rather than the upside. One of those things is, of course, one of the theories that we have been looking before yesterday. That is one is the Ichimoku cloud, and I told you guys. There's a very high probability that today, well, I said it yesterday, tomorrow, so it's today, that we are most likely going to be breaking down and out of this Ichimoku cloud, as you can see here. And right now, that is basically what happened. We are currently below and down outside of the cloud. And as you can see, if we are using the Ichimoku cloud, this area here is now our new resistance, right? This is our new resistance. And what is that area? 9,287, right? 9,287. So if we re-break 9,300, yes, most likely we have chance to go back a little bit up towards the 9.4K area. But once again, we then still have to break out of that resistance on the top upside as well. So that's it's like a double resistance, right? So that's not very good. Let's put it like that. But anyways, what we want to see is, of course, do we close the daily candle outside and down and below of this Ichimoku cloud? Yes or no? Because the candle has not closed yet. This is on a daily basis, so we have to be waiting a little bit longer until tomorrow at 8 a.m. for me, basically. Taking a look at the ADX, we can pretty much see the very same thing that I've spoken about yesterday and that I've drawn out. As you can see, there is a divergence between the red line and the green line. It's spreading and going apart from each other. That's obviously not good for the bulls, right? But the only good thing for the bulls right now is that the ADX line, or the white line, is just basically going down really hardcore. That means that the trend is not strong, right? So what we want to see to finally break that structure is the following: this red line crossing going up, of course, this green line going down, and then this white line crossing towards the upside, right? So that's basically 1 second. Sorry, my mom was paging me to video call her, so I was like, sorry, I'm in the stream right now. So yeah, that's basically what we are looking at right now. And as long as the red line is above the green line and diverging distance from each other, that is once again not a very good sign as well for the bulls, right? What else did I wanted to say? Oh yeah, other than that, very similar thing on the CME chart that we are seeing right now, right? So I've been talking. We've been watching the CME chart for a while now, and as we can see, since the past 4 days since the 9th of July, we actually never managed to get above the EMA 21 on the daily on the CME chart, while on the spot price we did manage to get above it, right? But on the CME chart we always went below it, and we were always below it, and that gave me once again a little bit more towards the bearish side than the bullish side, right? But of course, we can never be 100% sure, right? We have to still wait for the structure to be breaking before we can confirm. Because what if later tonight it pumps $500 towards the upside? You know, then everybody is going to be laughing, right? So we still have to wait for the confirmation of the structure. But like I keep saying, as long as we keep grinding towards this downside, and it's been a really long grind, right? As you can see here, since the let's say the 25th of June, that we've been grinding basically towards this lower end of this channel, right? So this is how we have to look at things in a grander scale. When it went up here, I was pretty bullish because, well, that was the first touch. Well, I kind of was sure that we wouldn't be breaking it because it's the first touch. Then the second time, this was a very, very strong, right? But then we got rejected once again, and then the third try was a lot weaker. So that was already like kind of like the warning signals, and then, you know, one more time down, and then we keep making lower highs. The third time, that was really, really bad. But then of course, like I keep saying, we've been grinding near towards the downside a little bit too long and that is obviously not a very good sign. Well, it's just the probabilities are just higher breaking towards the downside than the upside, right? When you keep grinding towards the support line. And that's basically the reason why I kept on saying, like, well, I'm still trying to find a short position rather than a long position. Doesn't mean that you cannot scalp. For example, this spot would have been a very beautiful scalp to long at that point, because if you were looking at the heat map as well, we saw that there was quite a substantial amount of support on that area. And like I said, the bulls still don't want us to be breaking that structure just yet. But did I take that long? No, of course I didn't take that long, because I'm still in my short. So I did not take that long. But for people who would love to play the counter trend, that was the place to be longing. So if I wasn't in a short position, most likely I would have played a little long position on that area, just to scalp, because yeah, like I said, I maybe we retest the EMA 21 on the daily here, on this area here, the previous resistance. But now that we've been breaking down from it, it seems very unlikely that we are going to be breaking back up from it. I mean, it could happen, but very, very unlikely, right? But overall, the whole structure is not concluded. I mean, not the whole structure. This triangle has not been concluded just yet. But once we start closing below it, yeah, because we haven't closed below it yet, right? But once we start closing some candles below this green box here, yeah, like I said, I think this is kind of in a you can't avoid it anymore. You know, like this 8.5 or 8.6k is basically the magnet that is drawing us towards it. But like I said, it has not been the most exciting period to be trading Bitcoin. But I do believe that this might change because there's more and more volatility upcoming, right? There's more and more volatility upcoming. What time frame? What do you mean, what time frame? You mean like how many days it will take or something like that? I think it's going to be happening this week, to be honest. I think we will have a drop. I'm not saying the drop to 8.6k is going to happen this week, but I think the drop towards like the confirmation for it, like we go back to like 8.9k or something like that, or 8.8k to make a lower low this week, I think. So let's say we bounce back up here, and then maybe tomorrow, the next couple of days, we break here from this candle here. I think we will get another bounce on this area here before, you know, something like this, and then something like this. So I think the next and this week we will have a more serious drop towards the downside. That's what I think is going to be happening. But the full measured move is most likely going to be happening very soon as well. Though, if we are looking at the daily the volume candles, like I've been drawing, that is pretty. As you can see, the whole move would be until, yeah, let's say the 23rd of July. So we're very mature, right? We're very mature on that area. Is there any relevance that a majority of candles have long wicks at the bottom, meaning the recovery is greater on the down? Yeah. So of course, if the wicks are very long on the downside, it means that there's a lot of buy pressure, right? So there's a lot of buy pressure on that area. So that's a bullish thing. That's a good thing, and that's also the reason why just purely looking at this candle right now that is being formed. But this is a daily candle, right? So the day has not completed yet, so you can't really confirm it. But just to be telling, like for example, as you can see here, this very long wick, it just means that the bulls are protecting it and don't want to let it break the support line, right? So what happens if it keeps getting supported? We get bounces towards the upside, right? That's basically what we have been seeing every time we get a really long wick. That's why I kind of am, I don't think that this is going to break immediately, because we see this gigantic wick towards the upside, right? So yes, I'm still in my short Rip Van Winkle. I'm still in my short, and I'm gonna hold to my short, because I don't think it will go this too far anymore towards the upside. Like I said, most likely a retest of this. Maybe we go back to like 9280, maybe 9280, maybe. Or even lower, 9250 or something like that. I think we're gonna have a lower high once again. So yeah, it's just the liquidity tap on this VWAP area that we're seeing right now. I don't think we will. I don't think we will go very high, too far, because of the traditional markets, right? Who made a pullback. But let's see. Yes. So the price levels are usually based upon a combination of everything. It's a combination of everything. Obviously, price action is the most important thing, right? Because price action dictates what the market wants to show you, or what the market wants to do. If price goes to $10,000, that's what the market is dictating or showing you, right? But yeah, mainly price action, but obviously, of course, moving averages, Fibonacci lines, and trend lines. Just the normal trend lines, the support and resistance lines. That's basically what we are looking at. But anyways, before I go into shitcoins and into other. Oh, let's take a quick look at Link. I wanna just take a look at Link. Oh, Link is pumping once again. Nice, very nice. Link is pumping once again. But I don't think this is going to be reaching the alt. I do think that this was the top for Link, this one, because this drop is quite substantial towards the downside. It looks like a blow up top, and I think we're gonna go maybe back to like this top of this candle, maybe 7.7, 7.8, 7.7, 7.8. But I think this is a blow up top, and most likely we will going to be consolidating or going back down a little bit. To be honest, this looks very similar to Tesla. I think the Tesla is the the link chart for for the traditional market, and the link chart is the link is of course the poster boy for the altcoin market, for the crypto market. I think those are the two charts that that basically dictates the market. So if link crashes, we're fucked. If Tesla crashes, we're fucked. That's what the traditional boys are saying. Right? But yeah, I think that was the top, to be honest. So this and I've told you guys that before. It's actually my favorite Fibonacci extension line, the 1.618. That green box is what I do think is the top for link. Can I be wrong? Of course I can be wrong, right? But that's what it's starting to look like. Just purely looking at this RSI movement. It's very you have to understand this, right? So this is a top, right? And we have here 1, 2. Is it possible that we go even higher with this one? Very, I mean, it's just more unlikely. Let's put it like that, right? It's more unlikely. So yeah. So I think we will, you know, dead cat bounce, maybe 7.7 ish area, something like that, and then go back down once again, I believe. So yeah, pretty much simple. One more thing that I wanted to show you guys on the Nasdaq chart is why I do think that this is a top. This one is because we if this top here, once again, one sec, if this top here, from this top to this top, if this is confirmed as a local top, we have massive bearish divergence on the RSI, right? Massive bearish divergence. So from this top here to that top there, I'll show you on the RSI. That would mean this one, right? So from this top to this top, as you can see here, massive. Sorry, it's I think it's this one. Sorry, this one to this one. If this is confirmed as a local top, we see this to this massive bearish weekly divergence on the Nasdaq chart, as you can see. This one, let me confirm if it's correct. 1 second, let me put it on the line chart. Let me confirm if it's correct first before I say stupid stuff. 10 of February. Yeah, correct. So 10 of February until basically yesterday. So yeah, that means yeah, if this is confirmed as a local top, so if we don't make a higher high anymore, of course, then this is a local top, and then we have massive weekly bearish divergence. So if that plays out, woo, woo, if that plays out, that's going to be a lot of tears, my friends, a lot of tears. So yeah, yeah, a lot of tears. Yeah. Do we have weekly divergence on link? That is the question. Let me check if you have. No, we don't. No, we don't have bearish divergence on the weekly on link. Let's see on the daily if we have something there. Let's take a look. No daily divergence. The link boys can be happy, but I don't think I think this is top. This is top for pretty much everything. I got out of my stocks. I got out of Microsoft. I got out of Tesla. I got out of pretty much everything that I was in the traditional markets. I shorted gold, which is something that I don't really like to do. I shorted gold a couple of days ago because I do think that gold is going to make a small pullback as well, and I think the altcoins are going to get fucked really soon as well, because if Bitcoin goes down, then you know what the story is. You know what the story is. So let's take a look on the Bitcoin dominance right now. Bitcoin dominance is forming some sort of like a wedge, but it's very hard to be doing TA on the charts, on the Bitcoin dominance chart. But this looks like some sort of consolidation here, and then maybe we will go back to this point here, back to around like the 65 area, and then of course a lot of altcoins are going to be basically screwed over as well, right? So like I've said before, I would be, and definitely now when we have seen that that there's a pullback on the traditional market, I would be a little bit careful if you have any altcoins and so on, right? So since that we have a 12-hour candle close, 12-hour candle close, then let's take a look on the expected move charts, right? Expected move chart. What is the expected move chart saying? First standard deviation to the top side is 9,314. So would that break any structure? No, that would not break any structure at all. Then first standard deviation towards the downside is 9,142. Would not really break any structure as well, though. But the rings, well, the slope is a little bit towards the downside, kind of a little bit. Yes, Jason, I actually picked up some silver as well when I picked up some gold as well a while ago. I don't know exactly. Yeah, gold silver ratio has been on the move down, which is kind of normal. I mean, who cares about silver, to be honest? But it was so cheap. At one point, I think it was during the oil crash that I picked up some silver. It was so it was so cheap. Boom. That was, and okay, of course the Stokes on the 12-hour curling down and nearing. Now it's starting to be nearing the bearish control zone. Obviously not good. And then on the RSI is below right now. 9,250. Once again, the weekly bearish divergence is not confirmed just yet, right? So I am not that kind of. I really. It's not. The thing is, I will not be the most profitable trader. Let's put it like that. The way I'm trading, my style of trading, I will never be the most profitable trader because my risk management is way safer than most traders, right? So until I see confirmation of, like, for example, the EMA 21 breaking, closing candles below it, I won't be confirming that as weekly bearish divergence because the local top has not been confirmed just yet. So if the local top gets confirmed, yes, then I'll be going into and shorting my position. So usually what happens is I will never get like the top from the top to the bottom, but that's not what trading is about. I mean, you don't need, for me, at least for me, you don't need to exactly get the top. You don't need to exactly get the bottom. You just need to have the nice meat in between. Let's put it like, if you're comparing it with like a burger, you just want the nice meat in between. You don't really have to have, you know, both the sandwiches on top and the bottom as well. And that's basically purely my trading style. But there are people, there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of very talented traders who are making way more profits probably than I do. But yeah, that's my own trading style. It's something that you have to confirm for yourself what your risk appetite is and so on, right? My best trade is when I was longing Bitcoin from I think, where did I long it from? 3,500, and I closed my position at exactly 13,800. That was my best trade. So that was the craziest trade too. Yeah, that was my best trade. Anyways, going back into let's say, the daily. That's what I wanted. My flow was interrupted once again. So the Stokes on the daily, as we have talked about, boom, crossing towards the downside. Yes, MA 63 Hashrim has fired. Time to buy. We are going to the moon. But I doubt it. I think we're gonna go to the moon eventually, but I think we'll have a little pullback first. Why not? A little pullback, get some cheap Bitcoins in, and then we go to the moon. Right? Let's do that instead. That's fun as well. On the daily, we are also below, as you can see, below the EMA, but it's very nearby, so very hard to be saying anything real over there. On the 4 hour, let's say, 4 hours still. The momentum still towards the downside, so yeah. nothing much to be saying on that area. The HVP. HVP still this is the craziest shit ever. So I've never seen this before in my life, but this the amount of flashes of the HVP for the time, I've never seen this before in my trading career. So I'm just saying, maybe the move that we're going to be getting is going to be way stronger or harder than we expect. But yeah, that's a really long period of movement, right? That's pretty crazy. Everything is pretty crazy. Anything else that we can say? Oh yeah, the RSI stock is starting to cross the EMA towards the downside as well, so that's not good as well. Oh yeah, professional traders actually went down a little bit, so they started to go down since the 12th of July. Since the 12th of July, the professional traders started to sell some bitcoins. The only thing that the reason why we keep having things up is the retail. As you can see, retail went up a little bit, professional went down, and of course we've talked about the institutionals already. They have been down and dumping everything already since we were at around 10,000 area, so they already got their profits, and I think now it's time for the professional traders to take their profits, and then the hot potato will be in the retailers' hand. That's basically what what I'm seeing and what I'm thinking is going to be happening. So yeah, still but yeah, waiting for a confirmation. Still have to wait for a real confirmation, let's put it like that. But yeah, overall, this looks like it's going to be breaking rather sooner than later. Let's say a couple more days out of this triangle. A couple of more days. Do I think that we immediately will be breaking down towards everything? No, I don't. I don't think it is. We still have a lot of support, a lot of bulls, a lot of retail that are hyped and so on. But I think we will have a bigger break towards the downside in the next couple of days. Maybe like 8.8k. That looks very 8.9k. Yeah, towards this EMA 100. I think we're gonna retest this. We're gonna retest this the CN line. I think in the next couple of days. That's what I'm expecting. Other than that, well, if we do break towards the upside, what are the key areas that we have to be looking at for the bulls? Well, still the same. We need to make a higher high, guys. We need to make a higher high. Until then, this is another lower high, right? This is our high. This is our lower high. This is our lower high, and this rejection here yesterday is once again our lower high. So and what happens if we don't make a higher high? Of course, price keeps on going down. That's what they call a downtrend. So yeah, risk management wise, like I said, I think it's very easy to be doing any risk management here. This candle basically is it, right? So 9,378. Do we break above it? Then yeah, most likely we might have a chance to be going back up, but still, this would not really confirm a higher high until we break this structure. So to be honest, yeah, I mean 9,450 would still be the area to be really creating a higher high. So yeah, do we break above 9,450? That would be a nice that would be indeed a nice scam short entry. Yes, that's true. Who knows what the whales have in mind, right? So a nice scam to the push towards the upside to liquidate all the shorters, and then liquidate all the longers afterwards. That sounds pretty much fun for the whales. But yeah, just looking at the whole structure, yeah, my bearish bias since 2 weeks or something like that. I don't think people want to hear about it anymore. It's still the same. So yeah, but I promised to do some shitcoin. Let's take the look at the TRX chart, right? That's the last thing that we wanted to be doing. Let's remove this link chart and move it into TRX. 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 Do we want to do it in USD or do we want to do it in BTC pairing? Let's take a look on USD first, right? Let's take a look on USD. So yep, it did make that top towards the upside yesterday as well. Local top here. Still above the EMA 21 on the daily, and it bounced off, but it did break the 10 simple moving average. So I do think consolidation, very similar to a link, to be honest. I would say here 0.018, this level here is the area to be watching. Maybe we get a retest of that area. Doubted that we get that high, to be honest, with everything that is going on. I would rather look at this area here at around the 10 simple moving average. 0.178 would be the area that I would be looking at. If we do break that area, then maybe we get another push towards the upside. But very similar to Link. I do believe that this is our top. So I think we are going to be consolidating, and then when Bitcoin actually moves towards the downside, most likely the altcoins are, like I said, I think the party is over. That's basically it. I think we will not be able to do much anymore on altcoins. I think the altcoin party is pretty much over now. So if Bitcoin are starting to do something, yeah, I think that'll be it. Let's take a look on the shorter time frames. Maybe we can see something there. Yeah. So 4 hour is as you can see, it's below the EMA 55 and below the EMA 21. We'll be looking at this dead cross between, well, not really dead cross, a cross, a bearish cross between the EMA 21 and the EMA 55. I would be looking at that, but most likely, like I said, most likely there's still some power to be retesting this cross here. So I would still be looking, like I said, maybe a bounce towards the EMA 21 on the 4 hour. Like I said, 0.0178 area is the area that I would be looking at, and most likely a bounce, like something like this, and then a bounce more likely towards the downside. But we have the EMA 200 here, so maybe we'll have a bounce from there once again. But yeah, that's kind of the structure that I see is probable. Let's put it like that. At least that's my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Whatever you do with your own money is your own responsibility. What about ERD? ERD, well, what is ERD? ERD, Elrond. Elrond, what about Elrond? Oh, let's take a look on Elrond. Well, Elrond is looking quite good. Still looking quite good, but the pullback was actually is less than I expected, as you can see. Right now, bounced off the EMA 21, still pretty good, but tough one. This is tough one. Elrond consolidation, but not sure if this is the actual top, to be honest, with Elrond. Let me see. Okay, no, sorry, I don't know what I didn't zoom in. So we did close now below the 10 simple moving average, so most likely a slower push towards the downside, but pretty much similar as all the rest of the altcoins, most likely. If the poster boy Link is going to be pulling down, then everything is most likely going to be pulling towards the downside, I'm afraid. So but it's not that bad. Elrond is actually quite good. I didn't know that so many altcoins were doing so well. You see how I'm outside of the altcoins world, right? I mean, it did. Yeah, this is a nice push towards the upside. So people who have Elrond, congratulations. But yeah, I think it's gonna be the same as Link and all the other altcoins, consolidation, and then most likely more towards the downside than the upside, to be honest. So I think that is that. What I think fundamentally about Link, I don't want to give an opinion about it. The only thing that I'm saying is when something is really doing so well, you have to be very careful because of competition, right? I'm not talking about small competition. I am aware, for example, that Coinbase. Everybody knows Coinbase, right? Coinbase is one of the biggest and largest exchanges in the U.S. and they are licensed by almost every American license as well. They are planning to build something very similar to Chainlink. But if it's built by Coinbase, you have to understand, they already have a user database, right? User base, so it will be a lot easier for them to push some new product out. So I would be very careful. Competition is going to be out there for sure. So if Coinbase is going to do something like that, I think it will be affecting Chainlink. Will it be affecting it very, very hardcore, or will it not be? I mean, there's always enough space for multiple products on the market, right? But I think the hype, the super hype is going to be a lot less than before, when you have like really strong competition. VChain, that's VChain, right? VChain. Let's take a look on VChain. 4 hour bounce on the EMA 21, closed right now. It did close below the EMA 21 right now. Very similar. I think top is in. Yeah, I think that was the dead cat bounce, to be honest. I think that was the dead cat bounce, and we'll be slowly going towards the downside as well. Look at this daily candle is, yeah, this is a gravestone doji as for a daily candle, so that's not good. I think pull back most likely towards the EMA 21. 0.0145 is very, very likely over the next couple of days, week or something like that is what I'm thinking. Gravestone doji candle, now indecision candle that is being formed, just waiting for it to drop, to be honest. So yeah, doesn't look great, does not look great. Most likely back down as well. So yeah. Let's take a look on the RSI. RSI is not low, it's not high as well. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Let's wrap it up, guys. Let's wrap it up. Wrap it up for Bitcoin, of course. Where do I see things? Well, another close below the EMA 21 for tomorrow, most likely. We'll see if we start closing below the EMA 55 on the daily. Once again, that would be putting us nearer and nearer towards this breakdown zone, right? Do I think we will be breaking immediately, fully, or anything like that? I don't think so. I still think that we will have another bounce at right around 8.8, 8.9k area, but anemic bounce, and then most likely towards the downside, the downside again. But other than that, is everybody calling for a short? Well, let's take a look. If the amount of longs are still higher than shorts, so that's not true, right? If there's more longing right now than shorting right now, then that's not true. There's more longers than shorters right now. So yeah, you can see it also, and we can also see it in the funding rate, right? The funding rate right now is the shorters are still the longers are still paying shorts. So yeah, still more longers than short. So for the upside, still the same as what I've spoken about yesterday or the day before. Candle closes above 9,450, finally creating that higher high. Then that would confirm a move most likely towards 9.8. That's when I would be switching back into a long. Other than that, I'll keep my short, most likely next couple of days towards 8.8, 8.9k, then eventually most likely towards the 8.6 and 8.5k, and then I will go on holidays and say goodbye to you guys. I'm just kidding. Anyways, hope to see you again tomorrow. Maybe we'll see some more action tomorrow. Same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. UTC plus 8. And